All right, I'm going to help you with your puzzle here a little bit. So up at the top, I think we might have done this in class, but let's write down our circumference and our area formula. So I'm going to cross out one of these C's. So circumference, remember, is pi times diameter. And area, remember, is pi r squared. Cherry pie, delicious. Apple pies are too. All right, so I'm going to do one from each section with you. And all of the sections actually have the same directions, except one says circumference and one says area. So the whole front side is circumference questions. And it says to use 3.14 for pi and round to the nearest hundredth if needed. Most of them you don't need to round, but if you do, you want to round to the hundredths place. So what we've done is you have all those little puzzle pieces that have questions on them. So I'm going to move this for a second. And I've actually cut out a bunch of my puzzle pieces. But what we've done on your paper is we've taken the question. So like here's question number 15. And we've wrote the information into the box. So what I would suggest that you do is I would not even pay any attention to the puzzle pieces at first, and I would just complete this entire paper using the information that's been given to me. So I'm going to do one from each section with you, and then show you how to put the puzzle together or give you some hints on the best way to do it. So number one is asking us to find the circumference. It's a C equals, we're not sure, when we know the radius is 4. So I have to see your work on your paper. You're actually going to turn this work paper into me also, or at least show it to me. So I'm going to say circumference equals pi times diameter. And I'm going to write that down every time, and then I'm going to fill in what I know. Okay, do I know the circumference? Nope. Do I know pi? Yes, I know it's 3.14. Do I know the diameter? Well, it says the radius is 4. So if I need to find the diameter all the way across, I would say 2 times 4 is 8. And then I'm going to multiply it together. So 3.14 times 8. And I find out the circumference is 25 and 1200ths. And let's practice labeling so that we're ready for the test. Circumference labels are just the unit. So centimeters, the distance around that particular circle is 25 and 1200 centimeters. Let's try one from the next section. Okay, so this time I want you to find the radius or the diameter, and I'm going to tell you the circumference. So again, always start with the formula. So circumference equals pi times diameter. We're going to fill in what we know. Do we know the circumference? Yes, the circumference is 31 and 4/10. Do we know pi? Yep, it's 3.14. Do we know the diameter? Nope, we don't. So we're just going to leave it as D. Okay, and then let's solve. I need to get the 3.14 away from the D. Right now they're being multiplied, so the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 3.14. And when I do that, I find out that my diameter is 10. Now, the question, though, asks about our radius. So remember, a diameter goes all the way across the circle, and the radius is just half of that from the outside to an edge, or from the center to the edge. So I would say 10 divided by 2 is 5. So I know my radius is 5. And let's label it centimeters. Right. So first thing I would do again is finish everything on the front side using the information that's given to you in each of the boxes. Okay, let's try the back side now. The back side is all area questions. So now we're going to use our formula, area equals pi r squared. So for number 13, it says find the area when we know the radius is 9. So I'm going to start off by writing down my formula, and I substitute in what I know. I don't know the area. I know pi is 3.14 times the radius. Oh, yep, they gave me the radius. So 9 squared. So I'm going to put all that into my calculator. 3.14 times 9 squared. I find out the area is 254 and 34 hundredths centimeters. And now that we're talking about area, it's square units. Because remember, area refers to how many little squares fill up a circle. There we go. And then the bottom 4 is I give you the area and then you tell me either the radius or diameter. So again, working backwards. So I always start with the formula first. So area is pi r squared. Apple pies are 2. Okay, I'm going to fill in what I know. I know the A for area, so I'm going to write 314 equals pi 3.14 times, I don't know, the radius squared. Okay, first thing I want to do, or next thing I want to do, is get the 3.14 away from the radius squared. So I'm going to drop my line and say they're being multiplied, and the opposite of multiplication is division. So when I do these will cancel out, leaving me radius squared equals, then 314 divided by 3.14 gives me 100. But we don't want the radius squared, we just want the r. Okay, so to undo a squaring, we do what we call the square root. Okay, so I need to find the square root of 100. In other words, what times itself gives you 100? Well, that one you could probably do mentally, but I'm going to give you a reminder on your calculator. Okay, so here's my calculator, and here's my square key. And right above it, you can see the square root. So I'm going to hit second, square key, and the square root symbol comes up. And then I'm just going to type in 100 and enter. I find out that the square root of 100 is 10. So I know the radius is 10, and that's what it's asking me to find. So that's my answer, 10 centimeters. Right, so I've done one of each type with you, plus we probably did a couple in class together. Let's talk about putting the puzzle pieces together. So my suggestion to you is complete the entire work page before even cutting out any pieces. I wouldn't cut until I'm done with my work. Okay, and then when I'm done with my work, I'm going to find a nice clean place where I can put my puzzle together, whether it's on a floor or a table or a desk, some place where I have room to move some pieces around. Now you have 2 options of doing this. You can glue them to a large piece of paper, or you could tape them all together, or you could just set them out like a regular puzzle and then take a picture when you're done. So how you know what to match up is you take your question number. So let's see, we did question number 1 together. So here's question number 1 piece that has question number 1, and we said the answer to 1 was 25 and 12 hundredths centimeters. So I find the piece that has that. Here it is. So I'm going to match those 2 pieces up together. In other words, the answer to 1 needs to be across from its answer. Okay, so there's one set. I'm just going to set them aside. Okay, now let's try another one. We did question number 9 together. So here's question number 9. Okay, and we came up with, for our radius for that, we came up with the answer of 5. So I look, and there better be a piece with 5 on it. Oh, look, there is. There's my answer for 5. So I match them up. Okay, and then you have an option. Like here, I could have said, okay, look in my answer key. Where's my answer for 4? See what I got for 4. Find the correct piece and then build off there. Okay, that's what I would probably do. I would probably start with one set. Doesn't matter what question you start with. I would start with one set and then build off from there. So now I would look like 4. What was the answer to 4? Well, 4 would be, let's see, looking for the circumference, 3.14 times 22. My answer would be 69 and 800. So I would look for that one and place it here. Or you could work backwards. Okay, oh, my answer was 7 centimeters. Looking through my paper, which problem number gave me the answer of 7 centimeters. Let's pretend it's not. But let's pretend we thought it was answer 23. Then I would put those together. Okay, but for right now, I'm just going to match them up so you understand how this process kind of works. So I've got those 2 matched up and these 2 matched up. And then I'm going to keep going. Let's see, we did number 13 together. So 13 is this odd-shaped piece. And we got for our area 254 and 34 hundredths centimeters squared. Oh, look at that. And what this tells me, this is an end piece because there's no other parts to it. So I know that's done. So I'm just going to set this one to the side. Okay, and then the last one we did together was question number 21. So here's question number 21, and it was asking us to find the radius when we knew that area was 314. And we came up with the answer of 10. So here's my answer, and I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so now it's going to build one big puzzle, and I'm going to give you a hint. It's not going to be a square or a circle or a diamond or a rectangle or a triangle. It's not a typical polygon shape. It's going to be something that relates to circles, though, and it'll be pretty cool once you get it all together. So again, I would not glue if I was choosing the glue route, I would not glue anything until I have everything set out, and then I would glue one at a time. If I was taping them, I could tape them a piece at a time. So if I know that these are together, I would, hold on one second, let me grab the tape. If I know these two pieces are together, I could take a tiny piece of tape and just simply tape them together like that. And then when I find the one that goes with this, again, I could tape them together. Or the third alternative, again, is just to set it out, make your shape, take a picture of it, and then you don't have to bring your pieces back to me. Just send that picture in a Schoology doc. What I would like to see back from everybody, though, is this recording sheet so that I can see all of your work, prove that you did it. All right, I think that's it. If you have questions or get stuck, send me a message or an email or catch me on Zoom tomorrow during AO time. So anytime between 2:20 and 2:45. Good luck, guys.